Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. In this Python series today we're going to learn a very important OOPS concept in Python, that is instant attributes and class attributes, right? So only thing you have to remember, when we talk about attributes, either instance and class, is who does this data or value belongs to, right? So let's start. I'm taking a very simple example of phone here. Imagine we are creating a phone class, right? It's pretty standard example, right? And each phone has its own detail, right? So we created two phones here, right? And I'm printing their battery values right now. So if we run this particular code, we get 80 and 45 is the battery value, right? Pretty straightforward, pretty awesome. So one thing you have to notice here, right? Phone 1 has 80% battery, phone 2 has 50%, or this is 45%, right? So even though they are both phones, their battery values are different, right? Because this data belongs to each individual object. These are called instance attributes. Simple rule, right? You have to remember it. If the value is different for each object, we use instance attribute, that is self dot, right? Now let's add the brand, right? What we are going to do is self dot brand equals to Samsung, right? Now think carefully. Every phone is Samsung, right? But we are storing Samsung again and again in every object, right? That is unnecessary repetition. So instead, we can store it inside the class itself, right? So what we do is remove this, go to class, and we create a brand called it call it Samsung. Now we create two objects. Now we access the brand. Instead of battery, I'll access it brand. Phone dot brand. We run the code. So we get output Samsung and Samsung, right? Even though we did not define brand inside the object, both phones can still access it. Why? Because Python will check it first inside the object. If not found, it will check inside the class. So both phones are using the same shared value here, right? So this is all about it in a very simple way. You have to remember one thing, instance attribute belongs to each object. Every object has its own value. Example, it's battery and IMEI. We use self. Class attribute belongs to the class shared by all objects. Example, brand and company name, right? This is defined directly inside class. So next time you create a variable, just ask, is this value different for each object or shared by all? That one question will tell you everything. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.